There's nothing left. The guy just doesn't make sense. He's a tennis player built in a lab, dude. The conditions can change. You can put him in any type of deficit or hole within a match. You can plop him on any surface, and it just doesn't matter. I don't think I'm engaging in hyperbole. I don't think it's recency bias when I say that what Novak Djokovic just pulled off at the 2021 French Open. This is one of the most impressive slam wins in a career of slam victories that continue to impress. Like, seriously, the only slams I can definitively put above this one in my book is the 2011 US Open and 2012 Australia. He's a cheat code, man. What this dude just pulled off in the last 2 weeks at this French Open is something that I'm going to remember forever, and it just doesn't make sense how we are 10 years removed from his goated 2011 season. And as we saw on Friday, he's still damn near capable of that same tennis. Like, is he that world-class world beater of 2011 week in and week out anymore? No. Did I even think that he could occasionally be on his least favorite surface at that? Absolutely not. And because of that, I'm done doubting Novak Djokovic, dude. Like, my dad, when Federer got to 20 in 2018, was jokingly, I think, saying that Novak is still gonna catch him. And I was like, ain't no way, dude. Ain't no way this guy is about to make up an 8 slam deficit and get to 20 majors. But he has cut that deficit to 1 in just 3 years. Like, what the hell? The guy's a freaking juggernaut, and he stands above all today and becomes the first man in the Open era to capture the double career Grand Slam. There's nothing else to say but take a bow, dude. Like, there's just nothing else to say. He stands atop the mountaintop in the tennis world today, and as far as I'm concerned now, he stands atop the mountaintop alone as far as his place among the greatest to ever play the game. This is just the stuff of legend. In my opinion, if you've watched Novak Djokovic enough, he was never buried in this match. You could never count him out. 2 sets down, and still, I always knew that the fight back was coming. Win or lose, he was going to go down with a fight. And given the circumstances with Tsitsipas being in his first major final, and unlike Sasha Zverev, who we saw the pressure of that take over in the US Open final last year, Tsitsipas was playing an all-time great in Novak Djokovic, and that just increased the pressure all that much more. Couple lapses came from 2 sets to love up that weren't there from Steph in the first 2 sets, and that's all Djokovic needed. I didn't really think that Novak played his best here until he was really played into form by mid-4th set. Yeah, he took the 3rd, but it still felt like there was a gear that Djokovic still had that he wasn't pulling out at that point. And once he got the double break in the 4th, it was curtains pretty much. He never really gave Tsitsipas an opportunity to get back into either sets 3 or 4. And, you know, credit to Steph for competing very hard in the 5th set. He was ultimately undone, in my opinion, by the inability to put in his first serves often enough and get enough free points. And with that happening, you just expected the Djokovic returning to get to him. He put up a good fight in the game that he was broken, but that game especially, just not able to put a first serve in play. And that break advantage was all the upper hand that Novak needed. Steph fought hard to stay alive till the very last point, but this guy is just too tough. He has just totally mastered his nerves, dude. Like, I know he kind of squandered the first set when he was serving for it, but that aside, like, his head just never seems to fail him ever since, really, like, 2014, I'd say. Ever since then, he has just been an absolute fortress. And what do you do about that? Like, with a guy who has the ability that matches up with anyone that's ever played this game, playing it in probably the most efficient manner we have seen, and then you top that with really mental superiority that only, I would say, prime young Nadal could stack up with. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's absolutely no holes there in Djokovic's game nor his psyche. It's remarkable. And while since 2015 pretty much Nadal has gone backwards mentally, Djokovic has only seemed to ascend in that department. In a clay court season where he looked finished on clay, he looked like he had eroded in his clay court prowess even more this year at the beginning of the clay season when he lost to Evans and Karatsev in Monte Carlo and Belgrade. We were seriously questioning if this guy was at the point in his career like Federer was after pretty much 2012, where he just played the clay court season as an obligation but didn't really stand much of a chance. And what does he do after that? He plays the best clay court tennis he has in 5 years and does the ultimate impossible in this sport, and probably still all of sports, and that is to beat Rafa Nadal at Roland Garros. It's silly. It's mythical. Like, there aren't enough superlatives to describe what he just accomplished in the past 2 weeks at this tournament. Just another legendary chapter in an already pretty flawless resume. And this was after I was actually leaning on the side of the people that said that his best days on clay were behind him. So, as I said earlier, I'm done doubting Novak Djokovic. The sky is the limit, dude. I don't care that he's 34. If you tell me that he's going to pull the Golden Slam this year, win all 4 in the Olympics, I'm not gonna look at you funny. I literally just said on Friday in the semis early, I told my friend that I don't think any of the big three have a 3-slam season left in them, but now with the outlook for the rest of the season, Djokovic, in all likelihood, it's more likely than not that he's going to win 3 slams this season. At least 3 slams. And probably like 15 or 16-year-old me would have been very salty. I would have expected myself to be far more salty about the day this happened, where Djokovic, in my eyes, ascended to GOAT status. But I just cannot bring myself to. It's gotten to a point where he's just been far too great to deny it anymore or downplay the progress he's made. Just nothing but respect. You gotta tip your cap to the body of work that Novak Djokovic has put together. Dude's an absolute machine, and as I said on Friday in my video reacting to his semi against Rafa, he's gone above and beyond here in Paris this year, and to me, it's resulted in this guy being my pick for the greatest of all time at this point. Until further notice, that's just how I see it. If there's one thing I've learned, it's to never question the heart of a champion. I learned it from these 3 guys. They've been counted out so many times, and certainly things can change. You can always count on these three guys surprising you when it seems least likely. But certainly Djokovic looks to be in the best position to finish as the best of the best, and he's totally earned it. So congratulations to Djokovic and his fans. There's never been a player I feared more for my favorite player. There's never been a player whose abilities I respected more, and you just can't help but tip your cap. It's truly one of the great tournaments in Novak Djokovic's fabled career, and you all deserve to enjoy this one, and I'm sure you will for a very long time. But grass season is right around the corner, even more so than most typical years. It's a quick turnaround, and it's one of the best times of this tennis season, so it's going to be fun to see what goes down on the grass. But for today, that'll do it for me. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I appreciate y'all for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one.